Welcome back to Heaven Sent Bible Quizzes. Today, we're going all the way back to the beginning, the book of Genesis. From Eden to Egypt, we've handpicked 35 challenging questions that cover the people, places, promises, and pivotal moments that shape the foundation of our faith. Think you can score 100%? There's only one way to find out. Let's get started. Question 1. Who was the last person mentioned in Genesis? A. Joseph, B. Jacob, or C. Moses? The answer is A. Joseph, Genesis 50 verse 26. Question 2. What city did Lot and his family flee before it was destroyed? A. Gomorrah, B. Jericho, or C. Sodom? The answer is C. Sodom, Genesis 19 verse 15 to 17. Question 3. What land did God promise to Abraham and his descendants? A. Egypt, B. Canaan, or C. Edom? The answer is B. Canaan, Genesis 17 verse 8. Question 4. How old was Sarah when she gave birth to Isaac? A. 75, B. 80, or C. 90? The answer is C. 90, Genesis 17 verse 17. Question 5. What did God use as a sign of his covenant with Noah? A. A rainbow, B. A burning bush, or C. A pillar of fire? The answer is A. A rainbow, Genesis 9 verse 13. Question 6. Where was Jacob buried after he died? A. Moab, B. Egypt, or C. Canaan? The answer is C. Canaan, Genesis 50 verse 13. Question 7. Which two sons of Joseph did Jacob bless as his own? A. Ephraim and Manasseh, B. Reuben and Simeon, or C. Gad and Dan? The answer is A. Ephraim and Manasseh, Genesis 48 verse 5. Question 8. How long did Jacob live in Egypt before he died? A. 5 years, B. 10 years, or C. 17 years? The answer is C. 17 years, Genesis 47 verse 28. Question 9. What was the name of Isaac's wife? A. Rachel, B. Leah, or C. Rebekah? The answer is C. Rebekah, Genesis 24 verse 67. Question 10. Who was the mother of Ishmael? A. Hagar, B. Keturah, or C. Sarah? The answer is A. Hagar, Genesis 16 verse 1. Question 11. Which of Jacob's sons received the longest blessing from their father before his death? A. Reuben, B. Joseph, or C. Judah? The answer is B. Joseph, Genesis 49 verse 22 to 26. Question 12. What did Pharaoh dream about that Joseph interpreted as a prophecy? A. 3 falling stars, B. 7 fat and 7 thin cows, or C. 12 golden sheaves? The answer is B. 7 fat and 7 thin cows. Genesis 41 verse 2 to 4. Question 13. What was the total number of Jacob's family members who moved to Egypt? A. 50, B. 100, or C. 70? The answer is C. 70. Genesis 46 verse 27. Question 14. What did the Egyptians exchange for food during the famine after they ran out of money? A. Land and livestock, B. Their jewelry, or C. Their temples? The answer is A. Land and livestock. Genesis 47 verse 16 to 17. Question 15. What did Jacob request before he died? A. To be buried in Egypt, B. To bless his grandchildren, C. To punish his sons? The answer is B. To bless his grandchildren. Genesis 48 verse 9 to 20. Question 16. What was Joseph's final request before his death? A. To be buried with his father, B. To bless his children, or C. To have his bones carried out of Egypt? The answer is C. To have his bones carried out of Egypt. Genesis 50, verse 25. Question 17. What sign did Abraham's servant ask from God to find a wife for Isaac? A. A woman offering him water, B. A dove flying overhead, or C. A dream? The answer is A. A woman offering him water. Genesis 24, verse 12 to 14. We're at the halfway point of this quiz. How is it going so far? If you're enjoying this challenge, and please give this video a like. It really helps us reach more people with God's Word. Thanks so much. And now, let's keep going. Question 18. Who was the father of Rachel and Leah? A. Lot, B. Nahor, or C. Laban? The answer is C. Laban. Genesis 29, verse 16. Question 19. What unusual way did Tamar ensure she had children by Judah? A. She disguised herself as a prophet. B. She disguised herself as a harlot, or C. She prayed for a miracle. The answer is B. She disguised herself as a harlot. Genesis 38, verse 14 to 15. Question 20. How old was Joseph when he was sold into slavery? A. 21, B. 10, or C. 17? The answer is C. 17. Genesis 37, verse 2 to 28. Question 21. What object did Joseph hide in Benjamin's sack to test his brothers? A. A silver cup, B. A golden plate, or C. A royal ring? The answer is A. A silver cup. Genesis 44, verse 2. Question 22. How old was Abraham when his son Isaac was born? A. 75, B. 85, or C. 100? The answer is C. 100. Genesis 21 verse 5. Question 23. When Abraham pleaded with God to spare Sodom, how many righteous people did he finally have to find in order to save the city? A. 50, B. 20, or C. 10? The answer is C. 10. Genesis 18 verse 2. Question 24. What did God place at the east of the Garden of Eden to guard the way to the tree of life? A. Flaming sword, B. Cherubim, or C. Seraphim? The answer is B. Cherubim. Genesis 3 verse 24. Question 25. What was the name of Abraham's second wife after Sarah died? A. Rebekah, B. Bilhah, or C. Keturah? The answer is C. Keturah. Genesis 25 verse 1. Question 26. Who was the oldest person mentioned in the book of Genesis? A. Methuselah, B. Noah, or C. Adam? The answer is A. Methuselah. Genesis 5 verse 27. Question 27. What animal did God provide as a substitute sacrifice in place of Isaac? A. A goat, B. A lamb, or C. A ram? The answer is C. A ram. Genesis 22 verse 13. Question 28. What was the sign given to Cain that protected him from being killed? A. A special robe, B. A mark, or C. A scar? The answer is B. A mark. Genesis 4 verse 15. Question 29. What did Esau trade to Jacob in exchange for a meal? A. His livestock, B. His birthright, or C. His father's blessing? The answer is B. His birthright. Genesis 25 verse 31 to 34. Question 30. What did Rachel steal from her father Laban before fleeing with Jacob? A. His idols, B. His gold, or C. His sheep? The answer is A. His idols. Genesis 31 verse 19. Question 31. What was the name of the place where Jacob dreamed of a ladder reaching to heaven? A. Hebron, B. Bethel, or C. Beersheba? The answer is B. Bethel. Genesis 28 verse 19. Question 32. What disaster did God use to punish the people at Babel? A. A flood, B. Confusion of languages, or C. A famine? The answer is B. Confusion of languages. Genesis 11 verse 7 to 9. What was Laban's relationship to Rebekah? A. Her father, B. Her uncle, or C. Her brother? The answer is C. Her brother. Genesis 24 verse 29. Question 34. What did God call the expanse that He created to separate the waters above and below? A. Heaven, B. Sky, or C. Firmament? The answer is A. Heaven. Genesis 1 verse 8. Question 35. What was the first thing Noah did after leaving the ark? A. Built a city. B. Built an altar. Or C. Planted a vineyard. The answer is B. Built an altar. Genesis 8 verse 20. Congratulations! You finished this Genesis quiz. How did you do? Were you able to answer all of the questions correctly? Let us know in the comments when you post your result. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, and share this quiz with family and friends. These quizzes are an amazing way to learn of Christ's ministry, His love for us, and the ultimate sacrifice He made. Thank you again for visiting. Have a wonderful day, and may God continue to bless you and everyone you love.